Hello everyone, I'm checking in, still in Denton. I had a pretty bad blister on my foot, so I've been taking a couple of days here in Denton, hanging out near the library and parks and just kind of resting for a bit, letting my foot heal. It's mostly healed. I'm probably going to go ahead and move on here in the next day or two to Louisville or Grapevine. I have decided, I made a pretty big decision, and it's always been I will do as much as my health allows. I'm going to be going ahead and taking rides here and there, using public transportation in town, and not hitchhiking. I won't be doing that. So I know a lot of you are going, no, don't do it, but don't not hitchhiking. But like if I'm near a friend, I may go visit them, have them pick me up and drop me back off, kind of thing. But I'm going to be using buses and public transportation inside the cities and to some extent inside the metropolitan areas, metroplex here, uh, mostly just so I can get anywhere in a reasonable amount of time because it takes forever, especially if there's no sidewalks or shoulders to the highway. That was actually something that slowed me down a lot. Um, Number one, I discovered my pack was too heavy, which not surprising. I'm just starting out and make a lot of mistakes. Fortunately, that's why I'm starting close to home so that people can still pick up stuff from me and take it back for me, or I can ship it back later in the trip if I have to. But at this point, people can come and pick stuff up from me. Um, I have managed to get down to about two-thirds of the weight I was at originally, but then I've added a little bit back in because I realized I do want my computer. Uh, there's some recall work going on right now that's online. Do it with a computer and an internet connection, and um, so while I'm here at the library or near libraries in the city areas, I'm going to go ahead and start logging in to do that. So I have my computer with me, which is monstrous because I got it for graphics work, uh, uh, layout and illustration and stuff. So it's huge. So one of the things I'll be getting when I get my next in my next bit of income is a little $150, $200 Chromebook or something similar that I can do posts and make phone calls through, just simple stuff. Um, and that'll help decrease the weight of my pack by almost 5 pounds because my laptop is massive. Also, I have reduced the amount of clothing I brought. Way overpacked clothing, packed for vacation, not for travel, not for walking. But I'm learning as I go. Uh, I have discovered that there's some interesting dynamics with the homeless population, and here in Denton, it's huge. It's a huge community of homeless, and they are actually really friendly. It's interesting to me. Denton is considered one of the friendliest communities for the homeless, and even here, the architecture in place and the designs of things to keep people from stopping for any length of time are a little bit like they're not hurting anybody. So I guess this has been kind of eye opening to me. Um, that said, during the day the parks are available and they have public toilets and things, so this is a little safer and more comfortable for the homeless. Um, I've had several people who have declared themselves to be homeless ask me if I'm homeless and if I need help. I've been pointed to multiple soup kitchens and food locations as well as several shelters. Um, I also, something I didn't mention before, but I wanted to mention now. When I passed through Pilot Point, that's where I ended up stopping for the first time because of that blister on my foot. I stopped to rest my foot, and I stopped back away from the road. I found a spot that had a couple of buildings I could sit away from the highway, so I wasn't quite as obvious. And a woman and her daughter saw me there and brought me McDonald's and a warm blanket and some snacks. And I was so tired at that point and a little bit out of it and did not get their names. And I really wish I had, because I would love, love, love to give them credit. And even though I can't call them by name, I still want to say thank you to the ladies in Pilot Point for helping me out. That warm blanket saved me that next night. It got so cold and windy, and that made a huge difference. So I did want to mention that. Also, to everybody who has helped me out with cash or sponsorships, thank you so much. That's going to make this a lot easier these upcoming couple of months here. As I start leaving the metro area, things are going to get a little bit more difficult. I'm going to have to have lighter gear because I ended up being well over what I needed to carry. So having lighter gear will help, and I've got a sizable chunk of money coming in from a sale I made this month, and that will help purchase a lightweight tent and a good sleeping bag, and then I won't have to carry quite as many blankets and things like that. That'll help reduce that. But I wanted everybody to know where I am, what I'm doing. Probably going to try and get a haircut soon. I've got really serious poof going on the side. Honestly, things are going pretty well. I'm tired, not surprising, not used to sleeping outdoors all the time, but I'm getting used to it. It's getting better. It's getting easier. And I'm learning what places are more comfortable, safer. I haven't had any safety issues so far. The worst thing I've had happen to me, other than the blister on my foot, is I have misplaced my little coin pouch that had my laundry money in it. So I have to hand wash my laundry for now in a sink, which, not the end of the world. The hardest part is finding some place to hang it up to dry, and that's also not the end of the world. So, this is just a check-in. Let everybody know I'm doing great. I'm actually having a real good time. I got to sit and watch the squirrels several days this week before the library opens. At one point, I had about 7 of them surrounding me. I was being surrounded by the squirrel mob. They were a lot of fun. They kept dodging back and forth, and one of them just sat next to me and ate pecans while I was sitting there doing the same thing, eating pecans, because there's lots of them here in the park. I will not starve. There are so many pecans. Everybody have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you again soon. Again, I'm sorry about a lot of the updates not coming through. I've had a lot of trouble with them, with my phone having memory issues. I've got a backup SD card in there, a micro SD, but it's having trouble reading it for some reason. So it's only storing about half the media on it, and it keeps trying to store the rest on my regular phone memory, which is causing my memory to fill up, which won't let me post anything. So I'm working really hard on trying to figure out why it's not saving to the SD card, what I'm doing wrong, because this phone is still fairly new to me. As soon as I get that resolved, I will post all the stuff that I've been taking pictures of and videos and stuff like that. I know this has been a really long update, but I appreciate you guys sticking with me, and I will talk to you all later. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.